Have you ever been asked what you do for a living or what you plan to do and find yourself bottled with stress or anxiety, not sure of what to say, or simply didn't feel proud of your response? Has anyone ever told you that you have time to figure it out as a means to comfort you, yet it did nothing? You still felt overwhelmed? Or rather felt, yeah, that's right, I have time, I'll figure this out later, and find yourself in the same shoes just months after the fact? Is this how you feel about your career? As a career coach, I conducted thousands of career development appointments, hearing qualitative stories about various experiences. These stories from undergrads, grads, and alumni seem a lot like qualitative research. My method, using an empathetic ear. What I've come to notice is that my students commonly experience 3 types of career anxieties. The first looks like an empty road, filled with endless possibilities. Students come to me not knowing where to start or worried that they haven't done much towards their career. They come looking for a formulaic step-by-step guide. This can feel like a scary place. Then there's traffic. For individuals that have been proactive and involved, yet their thoughts are getting cluttered. They begin to second guess whether or not the career they initially chose is for them. And then there's a third. There's those who knows what they want, but yet they come seeking validation to help them justify if they're on the right path. This looks like a steady road of traffic with a standard number of caution signs and road rules to be aware of. Students come to me as if I'm their career GPS to help them ease any fears or anxieties. The empty road is typically experienced like this. Career counselors and universities call this the senior panic, where graduating seniors are faced with that harsh reality of, oh, this is happening. Life is about to get real and I'm not ready. This isn't limited to graduating seniors, nor limited to emerging adults who are at the toddler stages of their career. This can happen to anyone at any point feeling like an identity crisis. Students come to me with help on how to narrow a major, unsure of how it converts to a career. What I've noticed is that many have adopted a brush it off type of attitude of, I have time, I'll figure this out later. They hear this message time and time again from their parents, peers, and sometimes faculty, telling them that they're young and they have time. This is true. They won't magically figure out their career overnight, though what I find is that this notion of time sets a precedent of delaying exploration. With comments like take your time, it fosters an attitude to take a back seat. Encouraging a delay does a disservice. Career explorers don't have to have it all figured out, but it's important to encourage them to start somewhere. A career, it's just like dating. Your soulmate isn't going to knock on your door like a pizza delivery, and neither will your career. Opportunities won't come to you. You need to make it happen. This brings me to planned happenstance, a theory by Mitchell, Levin, and Krumboltz that talks about how one can create unexpected career opportunities. A plan can generate your chances. Leaving your career to chance won't work. By pushing yourself out there, it allows opportunities and options to come to you. Don't wait around for grandiose moments either. Taking baby steps along the way can help build skills. So create yourself a plan. A plan builds momentum. It can uncuff you from career paralysis. A plan in motion triggers that aha moment. I see this commonly when students go off and experience an internship and they start to learn whether or not the field that they're initially interested in is right for them. If interested, try it. Take on and apply learning experience. Do an internship, a practicum, study abroad, volunteer, whatever. Get yourself out there and experience the world. Get creative, connect, build skills. Learn if you like it, learn if you don't. Experiential opportunities in colleges are continuing to rise, as experience is a highly influential attribute on one's resume. A 2019 NACE study shows that an internship within an organization or relevant field holds the highest influence on employers' hiring decision, higher than one's major, GPA, or leadership experience. But don't get me wrong, those are valuable too. Personally, I'm the biggest advocate of applied learning because it helped unfold my own career path. When I was in high school, I never cared for school. In fact, the only reason why I went to university was because all my friends were going. And when I was there, I didn't know what I was doing. I ended up taking humanities thinking it was a safe bet. One day, I met with a guidance counselor, expressing my interest in teaching high school, ironically. It was really the only career I was exposed to. It was a matter of seconds that he just crushed my dreams, telling me that with the grades that I had, I didn't stand a chance getting into any sort of continuing education program. I was on academic probation. It wasn't until I took my first gender studies course that I fell in love with academia. I began to learn about things like systemic oppression, patriarchy, and intersectionality. I learned about my own identity and how I'm situated in the world. In my final year of university, I ended up pursuing a practicum where I had the opportunity to work in a violence against women agency where I did public education for various communities. If it wasn't for this practicum, I never would have considered doing my master's. And when I got there, I ended up taking on a number of teaching assistant opportunities, just one after the other. And several years after, I ended up being the instructor of that very practicum course that inspired it all. So I can't express enough the value of applied learning as it can help unfold your path. Personal barriers and limited resources may restrict you from obtaining access to applied learning experiences. And this is where networking can come in your favor. Go ahead, reach out to people, as scary as that may sound. Learn from others who can share their insight. Find yourself a mentor, or at least start by doing research on the field to learn if it's right for you. It also takes diligence. You can't expect after 1 or 2 tries that an interest will stick or that you'll become talented at it. A couple of dance classes won't make you sway like Sinatra, nor getting a bad grade on a test won't doom you from the subject. Interested, keep trying. Actions can change your thinking. Just thinking about it can't make you active. This brings me to the caught in traffic scenario, where one has been proactive but is starting to second guess if that career is for them. If unsure about your career, take an inventory. Ask yourself, what excites you? What do you enjoy about this type of work? What do you dislike? How does it match your personal values? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? How can you challenge social barriers that are limiting you? What's holding you back? Rule it out. Reflection can help make meaning of your path. A common tool you'll find in many career centers is an online personality assessment. It's a short quiz that matches you to careers and/or highlights your personality strengths. These may be helpful as they may draw up key traits that you may agree with about yourself, though we're much more complex than a list of top 5 keywords that describe us. We're shaped by lived experiences that influence our decision-making styles. We're intersectional, complex human beings with layers to unpack. We also have personal barriers that may restrict us from taking action. Thus, reflection is key. If unsure about your career, ask yourself, why? But don't stop at that basic answer you might give yourself. Ask the why of the why. This brings me to the third scenario, where one comes seeking validation. They have a map, but they're just not quite sure how to use it effectively. When we critically challenge the answers to our whys by digging a little deeper, we develop certainty. For example, I once worked with a student who is very amiable, driven, a real go-getter, a true people person. He came to my office telling me that he's interested in pursuing a job in public relations and marketing. I'm like, this guy, public relations, well, that's a given. It wasn't until 20 minutes of our job search appointment that suddenly things started to change. He casually slid the idea of applying to law school. I was stumped. Whoa, 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 law school? Where did this come from? How did he go from PR and marketing to law school? Suddenly, this became an exploration appointment. Well, the reason why he was attracted to law school was because his sister is a lawyer, and he was attracted to the income and credibility that come with the title. So then I challenged him with a series of delving questions. I asked him, so what do you want to be known for? His response, to be successful and a good-hearted person. Okay. So then I asked him, how do you define that success? His response, to have a comfortable lifestyle, a good income, and own a nice home. So then I asked him, so you want to be known for having a good income and owning a nice home? That's when it hit him. He didn't want to be a lawyer. What he wanted was an opportunity to take on an executive director-like role, working for a company where he can manage and lead a team. What he needed was not advice from his parents about what career to pursue, but rather a chance to critically reflect on why he wants this to begin with. He needed to take a self-inventory. The beauty about asking why of the why is a chance to critically challenge, why do we want this to begin with? This can be applied at any stage in one's career, whether you're in the exploratory stage, stuck in traffic, or seeking validation. So here's what I hope you take away from today's talk. Don't give yourself permission to coast and allow time to just zip right by. Plan happenstance. Create yourself a plan, but do something with it. Try applied learning. Take a self-inventory. Learn about what interests you. Reflect. Ask yourself why, but dig a little deeper and ask why again. And finally, enjoy it. This is a process that can help you refashion your internalized narrative of yourself. We're all authors of our lives, creating narratives from our past experiences. When faced with dead ends in our careers and are unsure of what steps to take, it doesn't mean we don't know ourselves and our desires. It simply means that we're facing a writer's block when designing our next steps. It is using these narratives and reflecting on them that can help invite answers. Thank you.